The adrenaline rushes through my veins as I run through the streets of Jerusalem. Although I have been trained with the other soldiers of the Babylonian army, I have never been in an actual war before. My armor, as well as the other soldiers' armor, crashes against me as we all run to the top of Mount Moriah. As we get to the top of the mountain, we find a large building, Solomon's temple, made of stone and said to be dedicated to the God, Yahweh. I have heard some Jewish people call this the Holy Temple and say it was built by Solomon, the king of Israel and Judah, during the mid-10th century. As we get close to the temple, I hear some of the soldiers from my army say that many Jewish people come here to worship and give sacrifices to their God. As I begin to think of the millions of Jews who value this temple, I suddenly become engulfed in the flames of Nebuchadnezzar's order to destroy the temple. Nebuchadnezzar must want this temple to be destroyed in order to get back at Zedekiah, the king of Judah, after he revolted against us. Ever since Zedekiah made an alliance with Egypt and revolted against us, Nebuchadnezzar began to siege Jerusalem around December of 589 BC. During the siege, the second siege of Jerusalem, Nebuchadnezzar commanded the army to conquer Jerusalem by breaking down the walls, while also deporting tens of thousands of Jews to the capital of Babylon. I stand there and watch the temple be destroyed as I hear the cries of the few Jews that remain in Jerusalem. The Jews fall on their feet and look up to the sky as they say words that I do not understand. All of a sudden, I see a little Jewish boy with a face that reminds me of my own run up to the other Jews. He weeps with them as he now realizes that his generation will be without a temple and now without a home in Jerusalem. I begin to think of how heartbroken I would be if this was my home in the temple, and begin to feel some compassion for these Jewish people. As some of the Babylonian soldiers notice the Jews and begin to come near them with swords in hand, I unconsciously jump in front of them and pull out my sword. We fight vigorously until they push me to the ground, wounded and defeated. I watch helplessly as soldiers capture the little boy and the rest of the Jewish people and walk away with them. My heart aches for them as the pain and the guilt of being a Babylonian soldier overwhelms me. All I can hear is the sound of Solomon's temple after it too becomes defeated and crashes down in a pile of ash. As the soldiers cheer and praise Nebuchadnezzar for his victory over the temple, I begin to close my eyes and feel the defeat of Jerusalem and the Jewish people.